Welcome to DM Prep. I'll be your DM for today. My name is Ian. Today we're prepping Episode 6, Curse of Strahd, the Gilded Troll. Episode 6 of the Gilded Troll plays Curse of Strahd. So when last we left off, the players essentially were at the door to Wachterhaus, which is why I named this episode Wachterhaus. But if you guys have been following along with this series, I prepped Wachterhaus last episode. Some weird pillows in the background, you're right. Yeah. Now it's not. No, it still is. So last week I prepped Wachterhaus. So I don't really want to prep it again because I already prepped it. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about Wachterhaus. So the one thing that I didn't really figure out last week is how does Lady Wachter react to the players? How does Lady Wachter react to the players? So the players met Ernst Larnack. He was tailing them. They confronted him, but they weren't violent about it. They were just like, dude, stop following us. It's weird. He didn't tell them. Actually, I don't even remember if he told them who he worked for. I don't think it matters if he told them. What matters is that he knows who he works for, and he got an idea of them. None of them said anything bad about the Burgomaster, but also none of them said anything bad about Lady Wachter. So I think that he would have reported to Lady Wachter that they're potential allies. So if Ernst tells her that he thinks the characters fit the bill, which is potential powerful allies, she will invite the characters to a private dinner at Wachterhaus. They literally beeline Wachterhaus after meeting Ernst Larnack. So I don't think she would have had any opportunity to actually invite them or prepare for their arrival. But I think she's a consummate host, so I think she'll be ready for them anyway. So let's take a look at this. So let's pull up Wachterhaus. So let's look at the first floor. So they come up the front door. They're led into the vestibule, and then into the front hall. This is a weird setup. This is a very odd setup. But then they're immediately led into the dining room, loungy area, and then the kitchen's on the other side. Jeez, this house sucks. This house is a nightmare. So they'll be invited to join her in Area I, while her servants, namely her cook, who I believe has a name. Let's see. N4C. The house cook, C area, N4H. That's cool. 4 servants. Cook named David. 2 maids named Madalena, and a Amathia, and a valet named Halik. So David. David will essentially be ferrying food back and forth. Kitchens are normally in the back. Yeah, it's not that the kitchen's in the back. It's that you have to go through 2 doors, just sort of awkwardly between, past the stairs, in order to get from the kitchen to the dining room. I just think that's weird. But they'll be invited to join her in here. Ernst will be chilling out in the lounge, listening through the fireplace. And while they're talking, the dinner table will be set. Conveniently, there are 8 seats, which is plenty for the players. That's mansions. Where's my open floor plan? Yeah, I mean, I greatly prefer open floor plans. But anyway, so they'll be led into there, into Area I, the parlor, and they will, they'll have a conversation with the lady. So the question is, what does she do? So how do we role play? Role playing. Lady of the house. Alright. She makes no secret of her family's long-standing loyalty to the von Zarevich line. She believes that Strahd is no tyrant, but at worst a negligent landlord. She'd happily serve as the burgomaster. Cool. She tried to... Yep. Her latest scheme to gain control of Vallaki is more diabolical. She has a cult based on devil worship. Okay, so she doesn't actually believe in the devil worship. She just uses her literal imp devil to make it more believable. She just wants a cult so that she can take the town by force. She sleeps with her dead husband. That's weird as hell. If they come to Wachterhaus looking for help to overthrow the burgomaster, she's all ears and suggests they start by killing the Baron's evil henchman, Ep.6. She's happy to take care of the rest. If they come looking for a way to defeat Strahd, Lady Wachter turns them away, stating in no uncertain terms that she is not, nor ever will be, Strahd's enemy. So, I really enjoy when players act against their own best interest. I think that's like my favorite thing to do as a DM, is to get the players to be hoisted by their own petard. Fun fact, a petard is a bomb, and to be hoisted by one is to be blown into the air by it. This is a thing that I learned recently from Community, I think. I think it was Community. So, So essentially she isn't going to try to get them to join her cult because she's not stupid enough to think that they'd fall for it. And also, I don't think that I could roleplay a charismatic cult leader sufficiently to the point where it's actually convincing. Instead, what she'll do is she will charismatically, emphatically, and exhaustively explain what it is the burgomaster is doing wrong. So, what is the burgomaster doing wrong? Alright, so this session is... Alright, so we're going to save this. 2020-0802. This will be our second session of August, because our first session of August will be Odyssey on the 1st. So, we didn't get to all of these hooks. So, we talked about Bluto. No one... They didn't ask about that. So no one ever said anything about dangerous to fish in the lake. Hey, Classy Librarians raiding with a party of 9. Welcome to the Classy Librarian and all of your viewers. Thanks for the raid. So yeah, let's try and figure out what the burgomaster is doing wrong. So festivals are clearly, so Lady Wachter's talking points. A cover for terrible leadership. Let's try on word wrap. Need some word wrap. So the festivals are clearly a cover for terrible leadership. Or clearly, just so it fits on one line. Ep.6 is allowed to abuse the citizenry. He can't keep track of his own staff. It's from Shakespeare. Dude just straight makes things up. Really? Huh. Okay. Let's see. Well, thanks, Classy Librarian. Thanks for sending people over our way. Sounds like you know Tim. So he can't keep track of his own staff. Ep.6 allowed to abuse the citizenry. Festivals are a cover for terrible leadership. His catchphrase is off-putting instead of reassuring. And I'm like, there we go. Oh, nice. Tim, why aren't you my DM? I'm your DM. Am I a very excellent DM? Real talk, on all of our DM prep YouTube videos, I put an amazing DM tag just in case anyone's searching that. So yeah, like Lady Wachter is essentially going to spend the whole dinner explaining why the burgomaster is just shit at his job, shouldn't be the burgomaster, and that she should be the burgomaster, and maybe she can convince the players that she's way better served, you know, in that she would way better serve the city in that regard. So shrewd players are going to ask her really hard-hitting questions like, why are you rich? And to this point, I've been telling them that she's just kind of rich because she's rich. I legitimately don't know how she would come to be rich in this kind of society. It's a very small economy, so I don't understand how she could even possibly be as rich as she purports herself to be without the aid of taxation. So I don't know. Well, thanks for being here. Night night. So she doesn't have any authority to tax the citizens because she's not the burgomaster. So I legitimately have no idea how she got this rich. Old family money. Yeah, so that's essentially what I've been telling them. Yeah, nobody really knows what she does. They just, like, she's a noble, she's rich, that's kind of what she does. But generally nobility requires, like, continuous influx of tax money in these kinds of feudal societies. So even if she's a landed noble under Strahd's feudal system, she would need to be taxing people in order to pay her her servants' salaries, in order to upkeep her house, in order to buy food, all that shit. So what's a good thing for her to do? As far as I'm aware, the only real commerce in Barovia is wine, and that's pretty much dominated by the Mardikovs. So do I want to invent her, like, sort of reinvent Lady Wachter as as having a vineyard somewhere? Why is Lady Wachter rich? I'm wealthy. Jeez, this is expansive. Holy crap. This is expansive. Demon cults. Imps can grant up to 500 gold per deal. That's a lot of gold. Does she keep... Ooh, what if she keeps having kids? Or before her husband died, what if she just kept having kids so that she could sell their souls? I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. Let me zoom in. Where in the fuck am I? Okay. Blocky's a police state. Jesus. This is ridiculously expansive. Husband's been stiff all his life and now in death. Haha! I get it. Lady Wachter. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 okay. Right back to Balaki. She made another stop at the Serpul encampment. Yeet. Yeet. There be the coming of an outsider to Vallaki far into this land. The coming of this outsider would mark the beginning of a new age in Vallaki, but it would also bring great ruin, purging the town like none other. But when the ruin was done, the blood of the outsider would shed sunlight on Vallaki yet again. Okay. When shit hits the fan in Valaki, which doesn't necessarily have to be your party's fault, it'll be the ruin. Filming with a third party is completely up to you. It might change depending on what your players do. You should adapt this prophecy to meet your PCs, not force them into meeting the prophecy. Yeah, I mean, a cultist. Yeah, I mean, using a cultist to get the money, that would work too. This isn't useful. Yeah, so that explains how she actually gets her money, but then how does she purport to get her money? Unless it's literally just like, we're so rich that we literally never have to worry about money ever again. Which generally doesn't work outside of capitalism, because capitalism is the only system where you make money by having money. You know, in a feudal society, you only make money by taxing, or I'm a fan of. I come from old money. That's probably enough, honestly. That's probably enough. So if they ask her like, how are you so rich? I come from old money. You know, whatever. And maybe they'll distrust her, but yeah, this is certainly feudal. You know, the Strahd is the count, and under him are the barons, and so this is very obviously feudal, and the way feudal systems work is taxation. That's just how that works. So, you know, the burgomaster having money makes sense. He just taxes everyone in town. Lady Wachter, I guess, gets money from devils. She literally just has cultists sign deals with her actual devil imp. And then she kills them to steal their money. So we got talking points. I hate you so much, Jables. You guys all suck. So I came up with this new format for writing my notes. I have player-facing notes, which is like anything that I write just in plain text, but then if I do // which is programmer for comment, it's something that I should keep secret from the players, or something the players don't yet know. Bam. Done. So then, I cannot spell Wachter. Lady Wachter's platform. So what is her platform? What is her actual goal? Like, what does she plan on doing with the town once she is burgomaster? Let's find out. I think it says it somewhere in here. Nope. Yeah. Wait, what? Jesus. Wow. Okay. So I want to know, I want to come up with two sets of things. Number one, what she actually plans on doing once she becomes burgomaster, and then what she claims she will do once she becomes burgomaster. He sits on lavish wealth while his people starve. Bam! So number one, feed the poor. Universal food distribution. Cause like that, you know, she can say whatever the fuck she wants. Like she's real good at fucking lying. What the hell? Yeah, she can just tell them, you know, this is the thing I plan on doing. Bum 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 bum. Yep. Yeah, I don't like Tiger. Development. This just says... okay. If the characters thwart the attack and protect Father Lucian, Strahd pays a visit to Wachterhaus, and there composes a letter, which he asks Lady Wachter to deliver to the characters. The letter is written in Strahd's hand, and extends an invitation to the characters to come to Castle Ravenloft. So they'll get another invitation. Maybe they'll want the facade needs to be burgomaster to build her fortune back up. I mean, that's very true. Gibprets. They stay for 3 days or more and don't retrieve the... Okay. Strahd visits the coffin shop. Orchestrates the attack. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. So... Lady Wachter's Vallaki. Let's just see... Here we go. Lady Wachter is now the ruler of Vallaki. What changes? She'll replace the guard with her cult members. She'll double tax, collecting random searches are more frequent. Church was destroyed due to the feast. Okay. The cult is very suspicious of the Blue Water Inn. Yep. Becomes darker and more dangerous. Cult members will likely take the role of guards. Yep. Okay, so what's her actual goal, though, is my question. Like, what does she plan on doing? So she wants... Okay, so she wants to tax people. Here. She actually wants to tax people to... rebuild wealth. Every single one of her platform statements is going to be like patently untrue. Reinforce the walls to protect from those without. Protect the town. She tears down the walls for Strahd's forces. So yeah, what are the things that she actually wants to do? She wants this to be Strahd's town. She wants to give this to Strahd. She wants to do everything she can to remake Vallaki in Strahd's image. Stop imprisoning people for speaking out. Murder everyone who disagrees. So that one's actually true. She does plan on not imprisoning. She does plan to stop imprisoning people for speaking out, because she's just going to start murdering people. So I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good... she thinks Strahd will return her husband to her, hence the gentle repose. That's very possible. She wants her husband back. Hopes Strahd can help. Yeah. Alright. I think we're pretty good on Lady Wachter's, like, who she is and what she wants. Or grant her own form of immortality. Yeah, I mean, maybe she wants to be a vampire and not just a spawn. She wants to be, like, a proper vampire. I don't know if vampires can make other vampires. Or can they only make spawns? Don't know. Now we're in a gothic romance. I mean, have we not already been? This bitch loves Strahd. 5E's gray in that area. Yeah. So Curse of Strahd always says that if Strahd makes a vampire, they turn into a vampire spawn. Like in chapter 3, it says he's gonna come back and turn Irina into a spawn. Right here it says Father Ushin comes back as a spawn. Escher and the Brides are all spawns. So like I don't think Strahd can make other vampires. I think he can only make spawns. So I'm gonna run with that. But maybe she wants to not be a thrall because vampire spawns. The way I understand vampire spawns is that they are thralls of the vampire that created them. If a true vampire allows a spawn to draw blood from its own body, the spawn transforms into a true vampire. Got it. There we go. If you drink blood from your master, then you turn into a vampire. Okay. Got it. Okay. So Strahd's not gonna do that. So yeah, like Strahd's gonna keep control of all of his vampire spawn. Ooh, vampire spawn become free-willed when their creator dies, which means that if Strahd dies, the vampire spawn don't also die, which is something that appears in some mythoses, that if you kill the patriarch, all of them die. So we learned a little bit about how vampires work in 5th edition. Cool. But like, yeah. So like, we got stuff. Like, I don't know what else to prep. That's not true. I know exactly what to prep. So here's the Vistani Camp. So, yeah, White Walker killed, everything goes poof. I think that was season 6, dude. Hardhome? Hardhome was season 5, episode 8. Alright. So the Vistani Camp. So the major change that I'm making to the Vistani Camp is I'm removing Dusk Elves. There are no Dusk Elves in my Barovia. Instead, every Dusk Elf... Oh, Sam did get one before Hardhome. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I don't think there were any whites around, though, when the White Walker died. But anyway, so I'm replacing all Dusk Elves with Goliaths. And the reason for that is for Rubek. His backstory is that he was banished from his tribe for getting really angry because he has barbarian rage and accidentally punched the chief's kid. He punched a lot of people, but he punched the chief's kid, and that got him banished. So he wants a new community. Like, that's his whole thing. So in the Taraka reading, I gave him that the Vistani have what you seek. A fallen sister holds the key to a new community. So the fallen sister is Arabelle. She's missing. She's probably dead. I don't know. I haven't decided if she's dead yet. I guess it depends on how long the players take to find her. But essentially, these Goliaths are beholden to the Vistani. So the Goliaths... Is 2020 the gas leak year from Community? Yeah, a little bit. Also, I need to stand up. My back hurts. Too high. Yeah, we're standing now. We're doing a big boy stand. So the Goliaths, yeah, you like that noise? It's my motorized desk. The Goliaths are beholden to the Vistani because the Goliaths rely on the Vistani for like food and beverage and just stuff because it's practically impossible to get things to come into Barovia, and the Vistani are reliant on the Goliath for protection. So how many Dusk Elves are there? The Dusk Elf race is all but forgotten. Few survivors live in secret places such as this. Dark skin and hair, blah, 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 similar to Wood Elves, cool. One of Strahd's old brides used to live here. So that old bride, Petrina, is now a Goliath. Casimir is now a Goliath. Dusk Elves reside in small homes built into the hillside and are mostly self-sufficient. Skill trackers, many of them are away from camp when the characters arrive, helping the Vistani search for Arabelle. Strahd has tasked the Vistani with keeping an eye on the Dusk Elves, the Goliaths, and the Goliaths know they aren't safe in Barovia without the Vistani's protection. So it's literally a protection racket. Literally a protection racket, because the Vistani have the protection of Strahd. You know, they're his chosen people, and the Goliaths aren't. So the Goliaths are stuck here, and bad things happen to them if they don't help the Vistani. So they're not even relying on them for food. Like, they're trackers. They're skilled trackers. They can kill their own game. They can get their own pelts. They cut down their own trees. They make their own homes. All of that shit. Yeah. Holy shit, there are no women or children among the Dusk Elves. Strahd had all the female Dusk Elves put to death 4 centuries ago as a punishment for Patrina's murder. Holy shit. Damn. Okay, so we're gonna say it wasn't 4 centuries ago, because I don't think Goliaths lived nearly that long. Let's see how long Goliaths lived. Yes, I meant Goliath. Thank you for suggesting it. Fucking yikes. Age, lifespan's comparable to humans. Cool. They usually live less than a century. So, so there's probably going to be, like, so they're all male. Every Goliath is male. So I don't think that that's not gonna work, because that's not gonna be sufficient for a community for Rubeck. And I don't want to turn it, because, like, you can't make a community with no women, because then, you know, one generation and you're dead. You don't get to make new generations. So I think I'm going to get rid of that particular thing. Maybe let's just say that Strahd has forbidden them from reproducing, and the Vistani enforce that. Yeah. I'm just gonna say that Strahd killed all the children and not all of the women. That's slightly less horrible. You're the DM now. Now there's female giants. Exactly. Yeah, and instead of all male elves, it's men and women Goliaths. But they're not allowed to have kids because Strahd said so. So Rubeck, if he wants to make this his community, he needs Strahd's permission to allow this to be a community again, to continue into further generations, or just murder Strahd so that, you know, we don't have to worry about that anymore. So yeah, let's start writing these things down so I don't forget stuff. So Vistani Camp, all Dusk Elves are now Goliaths. I don't need numbers. I can just do bullets. There are women, but no children. They are forbidden to have children by Strahd. Vistani. Now, did the Vistani kill the kid, or do they just kill the mother before the kid's born? Which one's less? Jesus. This is so dark! Vistani enforce the ban. Vistani essentially run a protection racket. Solid motivation for Rubeck to take Strahd down. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. So the thing here, though, is that I need to come up with strong personalities for these Goliaths. Otherwise, it's going to be, here, Rubeck, here is a community for you. I don't want it to be like, you know, paint by numbers, this is the thing that you're supposed to do. I want it to actually feel like this is a community that he can be a part of, that he can help out. So we need to figure out who these people are. So the big one is is there, hold on, but before I get to, like, who these Goliaths are, is there anything else that I need to modify about the Vistani camp? There are women but no children. They're forbidden to have children by Strahd. Vistani enforced the ban. It was still as punishment for Patrina's murder. I think it's fine. So I kind of want to know more about Patrina. Here we go. Here's some stuff. Casimir is the leader. His hovel's been decorated. Has a decorated vestibule and comfortable room beyond the fireplace. Wooden statuettes of Goliath, deity, standing in cubby holes along one wall. Tapestry of a forest hangs in the opposite wall. I mean, let's go to the mountain. Casimir confesses he was burdened by dreams sent to him by his dead sister Patrina Velikovna. Damn it, it's only 4 syllables. Whose spirit, Velikovna. It's 5 syllables. Whose spirit has languished in the catacombs below Castle Ravenloft for centuries. Decades. Ancestral barbarian with sister ghost. Fuck yeah! Casimir is an ancestral guardian barbarian. Patrina is his ancestral guardian rage. Fucking love it. Thank you, Tim. Without divulging too much of the dreams sent to him by Patrina, Casimir informs the characters that the secret to breaking Strahd's pact and freeing Barovia from its curse might be there in the Amber Temple. Doesn't know whether this claim is true or not, but he states it as a way of persuading them to accompany him to the temple. His main objective is to find something he can use to bring Patrina back from the dead, which is true. Let's see if there's more about Patrina. Nope. That's a big old fucking negatory. So let's search. So I know a bit about Patrina. I know that if Casimir gets the ability, sure. Already read that. Check that. All right. Patrina. Casimir's sister, sealed in the catacombs, convinced that she was the concubine of the Devil Strahd. Casimir and his fellow Goliaths stoned Patrina to death. Woof. As punishment for depriving him of his bride, he butchered all the women. Oh, and Casimir's ears were cut off. Cool. This feeling of loss is tinged with simmering rage. She speaks to her brother in dreams, telling him how years of guilt and regret have dispelled all evil thoughts from her mind and cleansed her tortured soul. Casimir remains unconvinced because he knows Strahd corrupted her. Yeah. Okay. He has no inkling that Patrina is using him for exactly that purpose, and that her ultimate goal is to become as powerful a vampire as Strahd. So I did know that. Patrina just wants to be Strahd. She wants to do a Strahd. When dusk opened, Patrina came knocking on Strahd's door. Rahadin could see she intrigued Strahd, but he was suspicious. She tried to seduce Strahd. Oh. Patrina's the... Okay. So, as written, Patrina is... Huh. Okay. Alright, so hear me out. I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too. I want this to have been 100 or like 400 or 500 years ago, but I also want her to be Casimir's sister, and not like some ancient ancestor. So let's say Casimir was cursed with immortality, because let's be real, immortality sucks. No, because Strahd desired immortality above all else. Fuck. This works real good for elves who can live 1,000 years. This does not work great for Goliaths who don't live that long. Huh. Reincarnation. That is a pickle. Shit. So like, if Strahd's punishment for killing Patrina was that you're not allowed to have... Can I retcon Goliath lifespans? I don't see why not. honestly. And even, even if Rubeck goes, oh, wow, well, I mean, like, my people don't live that long. Yeah, I was going to say Goliaths and Barovia might not have the same lifespan since Captured Souls. Doing it. We're doing it live. All right, so Goliaths in Barovia have, like, 1,000-year lifespan, but Rubeck won't. So, like, he still needs, like, the ability to procreate to continue his... Cool. All right. Goliaths are as long-lived as elves. Barovian Goliaths are as long-lived as elves. Does time mean the same thing in Barovia as the rest of the Forgotten Realms? I think so. I think the time is parallel. But yeah, I think obviously the easiest solution here is retcon Goliath lifespans. So Casimir... So, Barovian Goliaths live up to 700 years. So, Casimir's like 550 years old. Like, he's pretty old. His sister died 400 years ago. All the Goliaths in the town are at least 400 years old because Strahd forbade them from having any more children. Which means that this is the last generation of Goliaths unless someone does something about it. I wonder how Rubeck would actually feel about them being so long-living. That's a very good question. I don't know how he would feel about that, and that'd be really cool to find out. Yeah, so about 400 years ago, 400 or 500 years ago, Patrina got Strahd to go to the Amber Temple for the first time. I didn't realize that Patrina was the one who did that to him. So let's keep reading a little bit. Patrina tried to seduce Strahd. She told him the Forbidden Vault. Strahd was off exploring the temple. Rahadin handles all of his master's affairs. Began searching for a woman who could tear Strahd away from Patrina. In this task he failed. His goal was fulfilled, however, when Sergei found Tatiana. Rahadin... Oh, Rahadin is a Dusk Elf too. So he's a Goliath now. Yeah. I forgot about that. Rahadin is a... Yeah. He was exiled for refusing to bow down to a Dusk Elf prince. So Rahadin is now a Goliath. But nobody here knows that, so we don't have to worry about that for now. Rahadin's loyalty didn't waver after Tatiana died and Strahd became a vampire. He continued to do his master's bidding. Eager to put Tatiana out of his mind, Strahd lured more women to the castle, taking several of them as brides before draining their lives and turning them into vampire spawn. Rahadin would see to it that these women were lavish with jewels and fine clothes and made comfortable during their stay in Ravenloft. Rahadin is Strahd's sometimes boyfriend. I don't think there's anything in the book that actually suggests that they're lovers. I do know that Strahd is pretty... it's never stated that he's bisexual, but there's also Escher, one of Strahd's brides, which is male. Does it? Does it? Okay. Then fuck me, I guess. Strahd von Zarovich. I'm not going to look for... Yeah, I felt like it was heavily implied. I don't know. Maybe it was explicitly stated. But then there is Escher, the male bride, who's just like, Strahd's bored of me now. Yeah, I imagine Strahd to be pretty pan. Where was I? Right. Patrina were living among the Vistani when they heard of Tatiana's death and Strahd's curse. The ageless Patrina returned to Ravenloft in the hope of winning Strahd's love. So I'm guessing Patrina was already immortal because Amber Temple, for one reason or another. I guess. This time it was clear that Patrina craved Strahd's power and that Strahd would never love her. Rahadin assumed that Patrina would suffer the same fate as those women who had come before her. It was proven wrong when Patrina's own people stoned her to death. Okay. Strahd was upset the Dusk Elves had taken Patrina from him because he actually really liked Patrina, like before Tatiana. And he takes lots of brides, so it's fine. He was upset after securing her body and entombing it. He sent Rahadin to punish the Dusk Elves. Rahadin slew the children. So as punishment, they're not allowed to have children. But does he really need to murder all of the children? You know, it's 400 years later. They do have perfect memories. Murders the kids to make a point. I think that's probably accurate. All the children were murdered 400 years ago. Yeah. All right. So I think that's it for changes. So just like planting the bomb in a fish pond, you do it to point out their weakness and frailty. I don't get that reference because I don't play CS:GO, but I appreciate that you play. Sorry, I'm not trying to be patronizing. It's Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Casimir is... Does he have his own stat block? No, he's a mage. He just mage. Legit just mage with Ring of Warmth. That's it. Like... Mage stat block, cool. Dark Vision, Fey Ancestry, which he doesn't have, and Ring of Warmth. Alright, he a mage. So that's easy. Dusk Elf hovels, which is to say Goliath hovels. So how many people actually live here? So we have, no, not that one. I want the map of Valaki. Oh, it's over here, Dur. No, I actually want the map of the Vistani Camp. Dur. It's going to be a big old Dur burger. So we got 7 Goliath buildings. So how many people can you actually put in there? Dur burger. So let's say that each. So here's the thing: if Rubek is hoping for this to be his community, then that means Rubek is probably going to look for a spouse, which means that I can't have every Goliath paired. This is going to be a lot of work. This is going to be a good deal of work because they literally don't even give names to these people. Yeah, I'm not giving them last names, just FYI. I'm not giving them last names. You were totally thinking of Escher, not Rahadin? Cool. Yeah, Rahadin's just like his major domo, and I don't think they're lovers at all. I don't know why Rahadin is as devoted as he is. So it is getting very hot in this room, so I'm going to turn the air on. So I apologize for the sound. I forgot to run the air after work and before this. Oh my god, you can see the sweat on my face. That's disgusting. Also, I'm out of water. I'm gonna go get more of that. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna run a quick 1-minute ad. If I can get to my stream manager. I'm gonna run a 60-second ad break, and I'll be back. I have returned. I have water. Hopefully I'll die a little bit less. So, okay. Subs don't get ads. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, subs don't get ads. That's a thing. Also, if you have ad block, you're not gonna get an ad. I just hit the button to be a dick. Like, I don't actually expect anyone to watch an ad, because pretty much the only people who watch DM Prep are the subs. Anyway, so we need to come up with... We need a whole ass Goliath community. You whitelist me for ads? That's funny. Thank you. I was waiting for it. Man, do I... How do you come up with, like, a list of people? Not just names, like, whole people. Goliath name generator. What the fuck? What are these names? Why do they have 3 names? Alright, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Casimir and Petrina set the tone for what kinds of names these people have. These Goliaths have Barovian names, not Goliath names. So I can just go to the Barovian names list. I have a Goliath PC I can have. She's called Jayla. She dreams of making an airship. Dig it! Jayla F. Dreams of making an airship. Cool. Christopher. That's the one he'll get with. Get it, Rubeck. Man. I haven't had to homebrew like anything in forever. I like Matilda. No Jables. I meant Christopher. Gargosh. That might be too close to Gargouth. I like Grigori though. Waltar. That's fun. We're gonna go with Wencencia, because that's a fucking name. I'm gonna sort these by gender. Gregor is such a meat boy name, right? But I don't know, like, who these people are. Here, let's... Random Goliath generator. I don't want just a name. Here we go, NPC generator. Race, Goliath. Sex random. Plot hooks. Let's go classic. Occupation random. Generate. Earth Crusher. No. Well, okay, so I'm gonna go with everything except the name. I really like this. I might legit just have this up when... Wow! I don't have it zoomed in. Relationship status. Seeing someone who is married. Wow. So that's neat. Yeah, I kind of like just this whole generator. And I think what I'll do is I will just generate them at the table as I need them rather than coming up with a bunch of them. So I'll just... No. Alright. I don't know what I'm doing here. NPCgenerator.com. Okay. I have also never found this before. I just googled random Goliath generator, and it was there. Alright, so instead of Lone Bear, it's going to be Matilda. So the youngest Goliath here is going to be... So they were an adult when Rahadin murdered all the children. So they were at least, let's say, 50, and that was 450 years. So let's say it was 400 years ago. So the youngest Goliath here is 450 years old. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add 450 to all the ages they give me. See, I don't want to have to write out like, oh, sexual orientation, gay, relationship status, like I think that's hilarious. Just seeing someone who is married, like I want to have all this info, but I don't want to have to like transcribe it bit by bit by bit. Like having it here seems sufficient to me, and then whenever my players interact with someone, then I can copy that stuff into my notes, just for future reference. But I think I kind of just want to have names here, and then npcgenerator.com. There we go. So we've got Casimir Velikov, male, age 627, whatever, wants to resurrect his sister Katrina. Like, yeah, so stuff. I don't want to have to like just write down all of this stuff right now, because it's going to be a lot of work to come up with like 15-ish. I'm thinking it's going to be like 15-ish Goliaths. So if you take a look, how big are these squares? One square is 10 feet. So this building, a hovel, is 20 feet by 30 feet. And then I'm guessing it's, tall enough for a Goliath to walk in. But, like, you can fit a bunch of beds in there. Like, a 20-foot by 30-foot building is plenty of room for, like, 6 people. But, over the years, a lot of them have died. So maybe, like, 1 or 2 of these are run down. They never bothered tearing it down because they didn't need to. But they've had Goliaths die, and there's just they're just not allowed to have more children. So there's, like, 15 left. And they're all in their 500s and 600s, or they're all at least approaching 500. So there's like 15 of them. The Goliath community for 15. So yeah, I think we just want like 15. I can come up with names from the Barovian names table, and then just use NPC generator to actually create it. They use the React. That's funny. That the favicon is just the React boilerplate. Fairly sure. Let's find out. Head. Favicon. Okay, it's just favicon.io. Whatever. Yeah. So we're gonna use NPC generator to make them up at the table as we need them, instead of having to do that right here and spend an hour making a bunch of Goliaths that the players will never meet. So that's one of my maxims as a DM when I'm prepping. I want to prep information that I can't just come up with extemporaneously. I would not have thought to combine a random Barovian name with npcgenerator.com, but now that I know that I can do that, and now that I know that I can do that quickly, I don't need to do that right now. I can just do it at the table. So instead of preparing all of the Goliaths, I prepared the way in which I prepare Goliaths, if that makes sense. So they can meet Casimir, and then if they approach the house at the base of the hill in the eastern perimeter of the camp. So north is that way. So there's 3 roads in. And I think the most likely way to come in is from the east. So, sure. And I actually really like this art down here. I think that's pretty cute. Just like the houses around the hilltop tent. Pretty neat. Anyway, I think that's good. Like, I don't think I need to do any more than that. I was able to drop the hook last session that the Vistani and the Goliaths are here. Rubeck expressed interest, but he also said that there were more pressing matters. So I don't even know if they're going to get here this coming session. I just know that it's something that they might get to in the near future, and if they do, I want to be prepared for it. But now I am. Like, I don't have information about Christopher or Grigory or Waltar, but I can come up with it very quickly. So that, I think, is plenty. So we prepared. So they're going to start the session at Wachterhaus. And depending on how that conversation goes, it could go one of 2 different ways. Either they try to murder her, just like try and murder her. They think she's evil. Don't know how they would figure it out. She's a priest with no armor. If they decide to attack her, she's just dead. She does have spirit guardians. That can make it harder for them to get to her. But like, if she doesn't win initiative, she's just toast. But if she does get an opportunity to run, what she would do is she would... So let's say she's here. She would go out back, because like the players would be here essentially. She would go out this back door through the staff quarters, into the rear vestibule, into the rear closet, and then down the secret door into the basement. Say the word, and then burst into here. Spirit Guardian is the emaciated spectral form of her late husband. Jesus. No, it's all of the souls of the cultists she sacrificed to the devils. Yeah, so she would make her way into the basement where there are cultists and skeletons to protect her. And if the players follow her down, they will get waylaid by skeletons. And while they're being waylaid by skeletons, she'll essentially just throw spirit guardians. And does she have spiritual weapon? She does. So she'll throw spirit guardians and spiritual weapon, and just start doing like free friggin' damage. So spirit guardian, spiritual weapon, spam sacred flame, and just start throwing lots of damage all over the place until she dies. So the other thing is that I replaced the skeletons in the basement with skeletal swarms. They're way more dangerous, but I think that's good. They're level 4, they can handle it. Maybe. So the other thing is that people have purported that Lady Wachter worships the Devil Strahd. And the players have also gotten oh god damn it, it's not here. I really gotta copy these in. 9 of glyphs. Okay. 9 of stars. Just real quick, I'm gonna copy these in. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. 4 glyphs. Whatever. Nope. 4 shep. No, that's not it. Yeah, I screwed this up. There we go. It's the 4 of stars, the abjure. Okay. Beast. And executioner. So yeah, I just wanted to get these in here because I forgot to put them in like forever ago, and that made my reading kind of suck. So they got this. Look for a wealthy woman, a staunch ally of the devil. She keeps the treasure under lock and key with the bones of an ancient enemy. So they have actually stated that they think that the Tome of Strahd might actually be here. So I do think that it's possible that they just start, hammering on that line of questioning. Like, there's supposed to be information about Strahd that you have. We got a Taraka reading, blah, blah, blah. And they might actually press her on her devil worship. At which point she would start going into, like, oh, yeah, everyone calls him the Devil Strahd. I don't worship him. But I don't think he's nearly as bad as everyone says. He's no tyrant, but at worst, a negligent landlord. So I think it's very possible that they actually go down that route and they start pressing her. And if it gets to the point where she doesn't think that she can convince them anymore, I think she'll use a command phrase, which it'll be something like, excuse me, like I need to powder my nose, or something stupid like that, which will clue Ernst in, and she'll be like, yeah, I'm leaving now. So she'll make her way out of the room, and then Ernst will attack. And I've decided he's an assassin instead of a spy, because spy is just hilariously underpowered. So yeah, CR8. He's squishy though, but he could easily down someone in the first attack. 7d6 poison damage and got sneak attack. And he can surprise and crit someone. So that would actually kill someone. That'd be 10d6. That'd be 17d6 damage. So maybe he shouldn't be an assassin, and maybe that's not actually a thing he does. Because it does say, yeah, let's not do that. CR8's maybe a little much. Yeah, this has Ernst send money to the Vistani Camp to kill them once they left town. So she'll essentially just be like, if you'll excuse me, and she'll just get up and go into the other room and quietly make her way into the basement. And then Ernst will make his way out and essentially escort them out of the building to protect her. Snurk's immune to poison, so have him hit him and negate the poison. Grungs are immune to poison? I think, yeah. Is Grung actually immune to poison? They are immune to poison damage. Alright, so, okay. Assassin's back on the menu, boys. So 10d6 damage is an average of 35 plus his mod of 3, so 38. That's not going to kill him. So yeah, that won't kill him. That'll just knock him unconscious in the first turn. So that's cool. But of course I'll roll the 7d6 poison damage, so I can be like, yeah, 38 piercing damage and 22 poison damage. And everyone will be like, 60? That would kill me. It's like, yeah, maybe don't piss off powerful women with powerful allies. I just want to check out everyone's max HP. Actually, it should literally be on the stream. I think the only one that wouldn't kill outright is Rubek. Oh no, they're level 4 now. They have more hit points. I think 60 damage would only outright kill, like, Elodie. She has... Oh wow, she's exactly 30. So yeah, if I roll exactly 60 damage, the only person that would kill is Elodie. It's actually possible Snurk doesn't go down with the average of 38. So that would be a fun start to a fight. Like, Snurk, you have 2 hit points. Yeah, so I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Oh my god, he has 2 short sword attacks. But only one of them can crit, so that's fine. Yeah, so I think that conversation could go very poorly for them. I think it's very possible that this turns into combat. But it's also possible that the players are just shrewd as hell. Also, I have dynamic lighting on in here, and I don't want it. So we're going to turn it off. Oh, did I turn on the new dynamic light? Yeah. I don't want it. I just want Fog of War. Oh, what the hell? I already had Fog of War. Yeah, like I have all the whole outside. I went through this already. You gotta slowly boil the water so the frog doesn't know it's in danger. That's actually bullshit. That's not a thing that's true of frogs. If you slowly boil the water, the frog will jump out before they die. But it's fun to think about, right? So yeah, I really like the idea of just like, if you'll excuse me, I need to check on something. And that's the cue for Ernst to attack, and he'll literally just throw a dagger through. What is this poison damage? Because like, if he has access to this, that means he has an item. That's actually the poisons. I was gonna like go into the DMG, but that's dumb. Poisons, DMG. So one of them is going to do 7d6 injury poison. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Wyvern poison. That's it. DC 15 con save versus 7d6. So let's say he has 4 vials of Wyvern poison. So, not there. If discussions are going poorly, Lady Wachter, I cannot spell Wachter, announces, if you'll excuse me, I need to check on something. Have I seen how expensive Wyvern poison is? I haven't. 1,200 gold. That's cool. Good thing the players will have literally nowhere to sell it. Once she is safely out of the room, Ernst attacks. Ernst is an assassin and targets Snurk first. Here's a super expensive item you can't abuse selling. I mean, honestly, like that's generally what I do with super expensive. Like, I don't worry about what things cost, because if my players get a lot of money, that means that they can spend a lot of money. Okay, whatever. I think my players might, if they get Wyvern poison, I'm going to say he has 5. Ernst has 5 doses of Wyvern poison, and spends, and only uses 1. 1 per turn. Trying to get to fit on one line. So there's the new UA feats. UA feats 2020. Bleep. Because one of them is Poisoner. So you can code a weapon as a bonus action instead of an action. So if they have a bunch of Wyvern poison, they might go, I want that feat. Snurk might pick it up at level 6 because he's a fighter and he gets an ASI at 6. He might go, this is cool as shit. I want to be able to use this as a bonus action and then murder people with them. So he's got 5 doses of Wyvern poison, 1 per turn, and then essentially they'll get as many doses as are remaining if and when they kill him. I'm actually kind of hoping that this house turns into fighting. I'm not super jazzed about the idea of having to like role play the town being oppressed and sad and cultish. Like, I'm not super excited about playing that. I don't think that's super fun. So I might actually just like, if they don't like immediately take the bait, like she's probably gonna know they're too smart to pull the wool over their eyes. So she's just gonna go, okay, if you'll excuse me, I need to check on something, and then we just have this crazy goddamn fight. They might not take that mood on well at all either. Yeah, honestly, like I don't think that the party would, that the players would respond well to that kind of mood. Like, as dark as the game already is, I think is about as dark as they're willing to get. And I know that Curse of Strahd can be super dark. I mean, for fuck's sake, Strahd killed all of the women and children. Like, that's how it's written. He had Rahadin kill all of the women and children so that Dusk Elves can't breed. Like, what? So at a lot of points, I'm trying to actually temper the darkness. I'm trying to make things less fucking grim, dark, Jesus, like, save me. I'm trying to make it more playable for everybody. And if that means forcing them into combat, cool beans. I don't have a problem with that. Plus, some of the players have actually expressed to me that now that they're level 4, they really want to get into a fight and just be strong. So I am excited to get some actual fighting going on this session. And I actually have battle maps. Like, there's battle maps prepared and stuff. So yeah, got a fun session planned for them. If it's actually very difficult because they're definitely not going to be able to have a short rest. Non-drow elves can now canonically change their sex. That's only the chosen of Corellon, I think. I'm fairly certain that that's a very limited number of elves that can do that. Just gotta search Corellon. Fala, I know Fala Lefalier is one. Because that was a whole thing in Dragon Heist. I actually had to teach my brother that it was not okay to call Fala he. Is it in Mordenkainen? Justice changeable. It was a footnote. That's... Yeah, I don't feel like reading through all this. But yeah, I'm fairly certain it's a very small subset of elves that can change their sex. But yes, elves are lizards. They are specific frogs. Life finds a way. All that jazz. So I do think that making him an assassin, changing the skeletons to skeletal swarms, and then having Lady Wachter actually be kind of a BAM along with the skeletons could turn into a very, very difficult encounter, which I like. The players are now level 4, and if they clear out the house and then they get the Tome of Strahd, that means they're level 5. So this may be their only chance to fight anything at level 4. And once they're level 5, they can't get Dark Gifts anymore. So I kind of want to kill at least like 2 of them today, in this scenario. So I kind of want to just push, like really push for combat, and get them like pretty incredibly murdered. Sitting on a crapload of Cheerspiration though. Yeah, but here's the thing: if they're unconscious, and then I hit them twice, they die. Ramber, if you want to summon to murder them, have at. I ain't gonna stop you. But no, like I think it'd be fantastic if like one or two of them died and got dark gifts, because I do think dark gifts are really cool. And then, so once they hit level 5, because we use the class feature variants UA, Revivify is on Gramps' spell list. So if they can pick up a diamond, I'll just put a diamond somewhere in Wachterhaus if there isn't one already. Oops, diamond. There's no diamond in Wachterhaus, but I can put it right next to the Tome of Strahd. So like literally the moment they hit level 5. Oh god, now I'm wondering what Amber's gonna summon, and I'm worried. So like, you know, there's like a bunch of really expensive stuff. So I could just very easily replace one of those with Bones, Tome of Strahd. Yeah. Okay. Just so I have it, the rarest of these blessed of Coralon can change their sex whenever they finish a long rest, a miracle celebrated by elves of all sorts except drow. There you go. Rot grubs have kind of been replaced with Spawn of Cuse. Spawn of Cuse is... actually, Amber, don't let me know. I prefer just being surprised at the table. I think it's really fucking cool when I just have to like look up a stat block and just like, oh god, what's going on here? Let me get a token real quick. But yeah, Spawn of Cuse. This burrowing worm, like if you fail a dex save, you're basically fucking dead because no one's gonna think to scrape it off using an action. Yeah, so I think that's essentially how it's gonna go. You know, this was very roundabout. It took me a really long time. Fire would burn it off. Yeah, but you only have one round to get it off of you, and then it burrows. And then once it burrows, the only way to get rid of it is with an effect that cures disease or removes curse, and it's literally doing 2d6 damage to you every turn. And if you drop to 0 hit points, you die. So like these things are gnarly as hell. It's literally like dex save versus death. The one time I actually hit a player with that, they were a paladin, so they were immune to disease. So I ruled that since curing disease gets rid of them, that it just died when it tried to burrow. I don't know if that was correct, but so yeah, I think I'm just about out of stuff to prep. We got the Vistani Camp. I know to go to npcgenerator.com if discussions are going poorly. We got our talking points. Oh, I did kind of want to do a retrospective on last session. Just sort of like talk about the hooks that I tried to give them and how it actually went. So here's all the hooks that I tried to give them last session. So the first hook was, at some point Erwin yells over to Emmerich, you know, hey, you know, have you seen Bluto? No, I didn't see him head out the Tsarevich gate today. And my players just did nothing with that information. Nothing. There's nothing to say that they had to or that they should have, but they did nothing with that information. Maybe they filed it away. Maybe they'll ask about it later. But I had all these follow-up answers for questions they might have had, and the follow-up questions never came. No one said anything ill of the Burgomaster because the players were too smart to do it. The Wachter brothers never scoffed at the mention of the Burgomaster because no one mentioned him. They did mention... I don't even think they mentioned the Vistani, but I just shoehorned it in. I don't even know why I wrote this, because no one's going to ask, how bad could Strahd actually be? Because they've seen this place. This place sucks. This place is terrible. And usually it's the ruler's fault. So they mentioned Madame Eva, thank you. So yeah, they mentioned Madame Eva, and then they're like, oh, hey, Vistani, like there's some outside of camp, or outside, in a camp outside of town, but no one likes him here. So this is essentially the only hook that actually went the way I expected it to. That's actually not true. That is true. So number 6, at some point after they've been there a little while, Erwin quietly asked them to help with the wine situation. So that didn't go quite the way that I expected it to, because the players actually instigated, Jesus. They kind of instigated that conversation because Snurk asked about Dorian Ito, the guy he's looking for. So Snurk asked about Dorian Ito, and I decided on the spot that yes, Erwin had seen Dorian Ito, and he sent them to the Wizard of Wines to get wine, and never heard back from him. So my my rationale, or my sort of like framing for the adventure is that Madame Eva has actually called several groups of adventurers into Barovia, and Dorian Ito was one of those adventurers, and essentially what she thinks is that if I just throw enough adventurers at it all at once, then maybe they can overwhelm Strahd. I don't think the players kind of picked up on that. I kind of sort of had her tell them that. I don't think I put it in here. No, I didn't actually put it in my notes. But I don't think that players really picked up on the fact that there's a lot of adventurers that Madame Eva is throwing at the problem. I don't even really think they know that she's the, like, I think they know on some level that Madame Eva is the reason they're here, but I don't think they really understand, like, the ramifications of that. Like, they don't really, I don't know. I kind of feel like they're not engaging with the story. I mean, it's not that they're not engaging with the story. They're engaging with the story that they're telling, and not with the narrative that's happening around them. So I think what I need to do is I need to make the narrative around them matter to... Yeah, they're kind of just making their own story. Exactly. Which is fine. It's fan-fucking-tastic. Like, it's great when players make their own story. It feels like one big gig, right? I still don't know how Tiny and Gramps actually fit me into... I don't understand how Tiny and Gramps fit into the whistleblowers. Like, at several different times, it's been the 3 whistleblowers playing their flutes, and then Tiny and Gramps are just kind of like... Okay. But I think Dorian Ito is kind of going to be like... No, you know what it is? I think what's going to happen is that once the players actually run into their stuff, then they'll care about the overarching narrative, because it matters to them. So once Snurk meets Dorian Ito can talk about more stuff. Once Rubek meets Casimir Velikov, you can talk to him about, the overarching narrative. Once Inej meets Nixie, they can... Tiny is the light show and Gramps is manager. I thought Irina was their manager. Once Inej meets Nixie, Nixie can talk about how she came to defeat Strahd and was defeated, because she's the new Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. once Tiny and Gramps meet Zuleika, Zuleika can tell them about how, like, Strahd has my husband, like, he forced me to do this shit, blah, 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 etc. So I think that's essentially what it's going to be, is I tried to make them care about the story by making them care about these hooks, but I think they'll care about the overarching narrative when their hooks pay off. And then in order to actually enjoy their hooks, they need to deal with the narrative to get out of Barovia. I think that's essentially what the difference is narratively. So I think this is about where I'm going to wrap up. I've got a plan for Lady Wachter. I honestly can't imagine them. He can't hear the music. Yeah, he just takes the ear horn out. I can't imagine them actually going along with Lady Wachter's plan, but if she does, at least I'm kind of prepped for it. Like, I understand what her goal is. She wants them to kill Ezek, and then she uses her cultists to replace the guards, and then at that point, she literally just declares herself Burgomaster, and there's no one who can stop her, except maybe the players. But yeah, so that's essentially where that goes. And then if the conversation isn't going swimmingly, like if it's even just going okay, then she just tries and has Ernst kill them. Problem, like, simple as that. And she runs into the basement. So I think that's where we're gonna call it. I have been informed that Mr. Bayless has just started streaming, so we're gonna go raid his channel. So we're gonna go raid his channel, and thank you everyone for being here. If you guys really enjoy this kind of content, come back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. EST, and I'm gonna prep. Ian, reminder. What about that's for Saturday? Thanks. If you like this content, check us out tomorrow. I'm gonna be prepping Odyssey of the Dragon Lord. All right, we're raiding. Bye.